Hi there. I'm here with Ed from New Zealand, and you're from TechTime, correct?
Right.
And we're going to be talking about your plugins on the marketplace,
Yep.
and especially one plugin about SSO.
Yep.
Help me, show me.
Okay. Well, so
That's your website, obviously.
This is our website, and since we're in Barcelona, it has a Barcelona
wow.
background
Yeah,
in the back.
Not bad. Yeah.
Now
So,
we.
by the way, are you the CEO or who are you at
I'm
TechTime?
better. I'm the founder.
Ah, you're the founder. Wow.
So the CEO,
He
reports
reports
to
to
me.
you. Yeah, awesome.
Yeah. So we are one of the now 4 Atlassian experts in New Zealand, and in New Zealand we do everything from licensing to consultancy, and our distinct feature is that we are developers originally, and so we are the only ones of the 4 that actually do any active development.
Okay, cool.
We have about 25 plugins on the marketplace,
25 plugins.
which you would be familiar with, is a really pain to support.
Yeah. I am familiar with this
Yeah.
thing. Yeah. Easy SSO.
Ironically, the bulk of our plugins is from the internet backgrounds. So our big government customers.
We've been seeing one another in our linchpin session.
Yeah.
It was yesterday, actually.
Yes,
So you have a lot of internet projects that you
Correct.
use
Correct.
Confluence in already.
So they might not be at the same level as yours, but hopefully will be one
Yeah.
day. But nevertheless, customers fund development of various plugins.
And don't mistake that. I'm just a marketing guy. It just looks pretty on the outside, and on the inside, it's as dirty as the stuff that you know.
Right. But anyway, most of them are from the internet background. So it's things like various blueprints that allow them to create
Easy page
various
building.
topic-based spaces. There are about
Google Maps embedding macro.
page
Awesome.
score that allows them to
Is that
see.
a free plugin then, like the Google Maps thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. And there's like report abuse, which you have resolved before
Yeah.
from us, which allows people to report when some abusive comments appear on the
Yeah.
forums. So effectively, moderators can come in and ban comments.
Actually, I've been talking about this plugin with a customer, a big gaming company, recently. So, yeah, I know that.
So, but out of all this, the ones that actually sells well internationally through marketplace is the family of our single sign-on solutions.
Can you explain for those people watching, not being that familiar, what is SSO, single sign-on? What does it mean?
Right, so that comes in different flavors, and that's partly where the confusion lies, where we have to educate the customer when they say single sign-on, that they actually mean our single sign-on. So our flavor is you log into your workstation, and there's Windows domain in the background, but you log in your workstation and you go to an Atlassian application and you do not have to log in at all. So it knows who you are, it greets you right away, and the idea is that we have 5 individual add-ons to 5 Atlassian applications.
And that's a Kerberos protocol that you're using to do
So
that?
we are the only plugin on the marketplace that does both Kerberos and NTLM.
Ah, okay. So you also support NTLM.
Yeah, we also support NTLM, and so whenever you encounter a complex complex scenario, very often in very security-conscious organizations like police and army, where they have to support internal users being on their network within their offices, but also support the same users when they're outside. So when they're on mobile networks, in front of the firewalls, or on VPNs. And so Kerberos is famous for the fact that it doesn't always work by design. It doesn't sometimes it just can't. And that's why NTLM still exists. That's where the browser will automatically fall back to NTLM.
Okay.
And as far as the user is concerned, looks
So that's your USP, that you can not only support Kerberos,
correct.
but also NTLM?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so we've been doing this since 2008. Ironically, one of the customers came along and asked us to develop and completely funded the development. And since 2013, it's on marketplace, and basically we're selling.
Okay. Let me give you a eval question on this early on. So I've recorded a video with the guys from Contega from Norway, and they also presented an SSO plugin, and they said, oh, that is our plugin, our USP is that it's very easy to set up. And all the other plugins you have to configure files and do configuration work, and it's a pain for system administrators, and whenever you have to update something, you have to go in again and so on. So when we started this, or wanted to start the session, you weren't ready. So is it because it is so much configuration that is involved with the SSO, or
yes,
or is it just wrong? It's
no. Yes and no. So Easy SSO is very, very feature rich. Because effectively, I just talked to Contega guys. We agreed to compete peacefully. Whenever Kerberos alone doesn't work, whenever you have more complex installations, there's also other complex requirements that are in the picture. An example would be a big company that wants to provide their JIRA or Confluence both to internal and external users, but wants to have internal single sign-on and external two-factor authentication in the same instance.
And that can only be done with your plugin?
Well, I wouldn't claim that, but with our plugin you can.
You can be done with your plugin.
And so as a result, the plugin has a lot of configuration options. And one of the options was enabled, which basically just tells it to stop working.
Yeah, okay.
And so that's why I spent so much time trying to remember that.
Okay, as we're at this business level still, your plugin is cheaper, I learned yesterday from you than Contega. What's the difference? Is it like half the price? Or,
so the way we priced it is we approximately half the price on the bigger end.
Yeah, okay.
So we are using a third-party library for all the heavy lifting of NTLM and partially for Kerberos. And so we can't really cut our lower-end prices down.
Yeah.
So if you compare...
So you have to sub-license that.
Yeah, but if you compare our pricing versus Contega pricing, we're lower on the bigger end. We are more expensive on the lower end, and so which probably costs us customer from the lower end. But that's the deal. And we have so far we have very positive reactions from customers.
So are you long on the market, or are they longer in the market?
They're probably longer in the marketplace. We are definitely longer. Well, I think we are longer in the market.
Yeah, you've been a very seasoned AtlasCamp expert, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so show me. Right. I know SSO is not that, it just works, but maybe you have something that can show.
So what I have here is I have a development instance of JIRA running. Hold on a second.
Let them go through, that's no problem.
Right, so I have a development instance of JIRA running with all the logs and everything. It's running on my Mac. I have VMware, my VMware Fusion on my Mac.
With the Windows?
I'm running a domain controller.
Yeah, okay.
Right here.
Yeah,
so this is the machine with the domain, with users, with everything. I'm also running a Windows client connected to that same domain.
Yeah, okay.
And also my Mac is connected to that same domain. So this is a demo setup where I can show it works everywhere. Right, and so we all know how it goes when you have to log in. So JIRA comes up with a login, get another password request. But you don't have to log in, so I just came into my work, I'm logging into my workstation. If I open my browser, be it Explorer, Firefox, or Chrome, and I just go to my JIRA location. It knows who I am.
Yeah, okay.
So
and even if you log out now, that works again?
To prove it that it's not a fake, I'll log out. I close the browser because the state is remembered while the browser is still open. Go back. And it knows who I am. So
that's impressive.
Yep. So one of the features, since we're talking about logout, one of the features is that with our plugin you can actually log out.
Yeah.
So if I wanted to log out and then go back as a different user, I can. So as an admin, I can switch to an admin user.
Yeah.
So the same works the same with Chrome. Works the same with Firefox.
Surprisingly, there are other people here who want to do.
Right. So this is it. This is basically it. It's very boring.
But it works.
Yeah, what we find is it's a very good idiom to describe.
Do you talk to people who look at Contega and like customers So how does this conversation go?
We also lose customers to Contega. Let's be very clear.
Yeah.
The conversation goes basically is whenever there is a complex requirement. One of the reviews on the marketplace basically says Kerberos alone was not an option.
Yeah.
So whenever there is something like this, if you suspect that there might be a requirement that you may need NTLM, that's where we come.
Okay, and I also understood if I want to save some bugs and I have a big I have a bigger instance, that would also be something that would really be your case.
Yeah, and one of the other things we heard from other experts, because we are being resold by other experts, and Martin, come on, join the family.
I want my logo there.
What we heard from other experts is we are 24/7 organization.
Okay.
We actually do support for this. This is all we do. And so the thing is, they find
So how come our logo isn't there?
Because you haven't resold it yet.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so it's all in your hands.
Yeah, I think we're still in this Contega trap.
Yeah, which is fine. It works.
Yeah.
Those plugin works. It's a matter of complexity of the requirements and things. What I wanted to highlight. So this is our sales today.
Oh, okay.
So Europe is our biggest market.
Yeah.
But then US and New Zealand and Australia. What I wanted to highlight is I think we're a bit different. Is we are actively working with others. So I'm going to pitch someone else in this conversation.
Yeah.
So the fact that we can do.
Oh, that's a Wiesbaden company.
Yeah. So
awesome.
The fact that we can do two-factor authentication is not because we actually invested money and wrote yet another plugin.
Yeah.
We actually integrated with an existing one on the marketplace, and so we find it kind of it's a good way to collaborate.
Yeah, absolutely.
We also do other plugins by ourselves, which come in the family and do other things.
If I want to talk to you about it, how do I get hold of you? Do you want to have an email? Do you want to have a tweet?
I can do better. I can send you a link where you can book me.
Ah, okay. Even better.
TechTime, you can book me.
TechTime, you can book me. Yeah. Okay, awesome. So we'll put it in the video somewhere. Yeah. Thank you so much, Ed, for giving me this introduction and being very open about competitors, answering all my nasty questions. And I'll try my very best that our teams will focus on your solution more when it comes to SSO.
Well, absolutely, and we're there to support them.
Yeah, awesome.
Good.
Thanks.
Thank you.